Hey y'all, welcome back to another day here in my kitchen. I appreciate y'all for joining me. We're creating a delicious meal for my family and I. This was for Thanksgiving, but it's typically a holiday meal with all the staples and a very simple dinner. We got apple pie, mashed potatoes, gravy, turkey, and some store-bought rolls. I appreciate y'all for joining me, and I hope you enjoy. Just a simple day cooking a simple meal for my family. Alright y'all, my potatoes are boiled. They're evaporating. I read you should evaporate them for 5 minutes. I've got a huge bowl of apples here. Granny Smith, 5 giant apples I sliced up. They're in water right now. I'm gonna put about 4 tablespoons of butter in. I'm not sure if that's too much or what. Seems like a lot to me, but it's no big deal. It's delicious, right? I'm gonna put that in so it can melt. I use this fork to check if they were tender and cooked. I made mashed potatoes one time. It was like my first time, and they weren't cooked enough, so they were kind of hard and it took forever to mix them. It was rough. Now my husband and I don't mind the skin. It's actually really good if you clean it enough, and we don't mind a tiny chunkage in there. Some people love to do the potato ricer, but I don't think that's necessary. He likes garlic in there. We're gonna hit it with some salt. It can handle a lot of salt. Today we're gonna do milk, sour cream, butter, salt, pepper, garlic, and I might add some fresh garlic as well. Fresh that I froze. I remember growing up, the family always asked me if the potatoes were seasoned enough. I'm like, no, keep adding salt, and you can add like 49 pounds of pepper. So we're gonna pepper this, probably not enough. Could always add more pepper. It's about 51 pepper cracks. Beautiful. That butter should be good and melted. I'm gonna add a little milk and start mixing it. 2 splashes. Let's hit it with the mix. I'm gonna sprinkle in some garlic powder while we mix it. My husband prefers garlic powder. I actually kind of like granulated. It doesn't clump up. We're gonna try this. Alright y'all, I mixed it up. It's super thick, so we are going to straighten up a bit here, smooth it out, assess the situation. You don't want to overmix mashed potatoes. They can become gummy. This is what I mean. We've got skins. There's a little bit of chunkage. I'm going to try it. Good, but needs salt. I'm going to add garlic. Can't even tell if there's pepper. Worried about that, but we're going for it. Splash of milk. Oh, 2 small splashes. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit so it doesn't splash. We're gonna mix that up. All right, y'all, I've got like 3 or 4 garlic cubes here. I nuked them for a minute to defrost them. I might nuke them another minute to cook them a bit more. Then I'm gonna add in at least half of it. Needs more salt and milk. All right, y'all, the smell, I just got a big sniff of this and it's burning my nose. It's a bit cooked now, which is what we want. I'm gonna add most of that. We need salt. I'm gonna add more pepper for good measure. Splash of milk. Mix it up. All right, y'all, that's kind of a lot of garlic. It's burning. I'm gonna add more salt. I'm gonna see if I can cook it a bit. I'm actually getting that garlic flavor. I don't think I'll add more of this. Another splash of milk. I'm gonna turn it back on the heat very low, all the way down. I'm gonna see if I can cook that garlic a little bit. I was supposed to add sour cream. Oh well, milk it is. We're almost out of sour cream anyway. Still think it needs a little salt, but we'll check it in a minute. All right, y'all, I cooked them back on the stove for a minute. I've turned it off now and I'm just gonna leave it there covered. I used a lot of garlic. You definitely get a burn from that garlic. So I'm gonna let those rest a bit and I need to put them in a different container so I can get these apples cooking for the pie. In the meantime, I will make the pie crust because I need 2 pie crusts for the apple pie. All right, y'all, I'm gonna add 2.5 cups of flour to this bowl for a pie crust. It makes 2 crusts, 2 cups and a half. All right, y'all, I need 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of sugar, but I need to refill my sugar. Hopefully without making a mess. Teaspoons of sugar, teaspoon of salt, almost a teaspoon. All right, y'all, you can see the giant mess I've got going on already. I cubed up my butter and tried to coat it good in the flour mixture. I'm just gonna try to cut it in as best as I can. This bowl's way too small. Oh my gosh, there's a bowl right here. I forgot there was a bowl in my KitchenAid. It blended in. I'm gonna transfer here. Yeah, that's gonna be way better. I should try putting this in the food processor again. All right, y'all, I'm gonna slowly add in this 1/2 cup of water. I feel like there's still big chunks of butter. Should be okay. I cleaned this table before I started this. Not the best utensil because it's full now. Try to keep it as cold as possible. I'm gonna get all this together, get some parchment, and roll it out and chill it. All right, y'all, I've got this at a pretty good consistency. It's together, not fantastic, but it's together. Little crumbles on top. I'm gonna cut it in half as evenly as I can get. My husband's in there laughing. Try to get this in a round shape so we can be one step ahead for the rollout process. I'm gonna wrap these up. All right, y'all, I've got them in a discish shape, wrapped in parchment. I'm gonna try to flatten them out a bit. minute. That helps compact them a little and get them into shape, and we'll let those rest while we do the filling. All right, y'all, we're gonna get going on this pie filling. I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter or so. Now I had 5 huge apples, so we're just gonna see how this goes. Got about 3 tablespoons of butter in here. The recipe I'm looking at for a guideline says 4 medium apples. I had 5 huge apples, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna drain off all this liquid. I'm gonna turn this all the way down. It smells like burning paper. It says a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm gonna add maybe 2 or more. There's not much left in here. Half a cap or so, maybe about 2 teaspoons. I've got most of the liquid out of this. It tastes really good. All right, y'all, we're gonna pour in the apples, 1/3 cup of sugar, and if there's not much liquid in here, I'm gonna add more water. There's already some coming out, so might not. This is definitely a ton of apples. I'm adding it. Alright, I got a 1/3 cup of sugar here and pouring it in. I'm gonna see if those apple water juices are good. I covered it in water and we'll see if that's gonna be okay for now. I made apple pie last year, I believe, but I don't remember what recipe or what I did at all. Definitely think you need more cinnamon, unless I'm just not getting any of that. I'm gonna open this new cinnamon. I'm gonna add in more cinnamon. Another teaspoon or 2. So a little bit of juice is happening down there. This cinnamon's definitely darker. Look at the difference there. I'm gonna let this cook with the lid on for a minute and come back. Been sitting a minute. I might add another, I think I'm gonna add another tablespoon of butter. So we've got half a stick now. I think I'm gonna add more sugar. Half of a 1/3. We'll try that for now. And more cinnamon. There's some juiceage down there. Then I don't have cornstarch, so we're gonna add a little bit of flour soon. It's really good. I'm gonna try this piece. That is so good. Kick it up to half for a minute. Just let this cook for a few minutes. All right, y'all, I've got about 2, maybe 1 tablespoon of water in here. It's pretty cold. And I've got almost a 1/4 cup of flour. I don't have cornstarch, otherwise I would use that. This is my butter knife. I'm just gonna mix this up. Need more water. There's a lot of liquid at the bottom and I want it to be thick. Try to get them lumps out. Like, there's a ton of water in here and these apples have reduced a lot. Still should be a little crunchy. I've been trying them and they're really delicious. We want to cook this out before we call it good. All right, y'all, going in. Oh boy. It's already thickening up. We wanted to get it to the consistency we want. I'm gonna add the rest of this. Give this a good mix. Oh yeah, it's getting thicker. Delicious. I'm gonna turn it all the way down. Look, now it's coating it. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Much better. We don't want a soppy, wet pie. Might need a little more even, because there's a lot of liquid in here. They reduced down a ton. Might add a little more. I'm gonna turn the heat back up to half. It's still pretty, a little runny. I've got another little paste here. Gonna add in a little bit. It's really thick this time. Just gonna add it. And we're gonna stir it up. Try not to splash. Turn it back down. It smells so good. Oh yeah, it's super thick now. Wow, that's delicious. I'm gonna try this super thin one. So good. I'm gonna turn up the heat to half for a minute. Let it get nice and warm. Oh, I wanted to add a little salt to balance. A little more cinnamon. That comes out quite fast. Turn it up and turn it back off. It's got like a beautiful glaze now. Oh yeah, way better. I hope this pie turns out so good. Look at that. Yep, that's what we want. I'll probably need to let this cool for a bit while I do the crusts. So, quick hydrate break. Stay hydrated. All right, I rolled this pie dough out. Believe it or not, it was easier with 2 square sheets instead of 1 long rectangle. The parchment paper is just obnoxious to hear. I thought I could just bust it out real quick. We're gonna just plop her in. or do this. Beautiful. Dog hair looks good. Wow. Oh man, that came out good. It's hard for me to get this sizing right. Patience, y'all, patience. I'm gonna put this in the fridge and do the other crust. Cool, huh? Hey y'all, I've got my pie crust that was in my pie pan. I put it in the fridge. It's been a while. My apple pie filling is cold and I ended up adding a little bit more of a flour slurry, and now it's the texture you want, not a sopping mess. We're gonna add some in. I've got the oven preheating. Now I want this to be full, but I don't want it to be exploding. Something spilled in the oven and it stinks really bad. You want to not get this sauce on the edge so you can seal it. Now these apples are pretty broken down already. They still got a little bite to them, but they're pretty soft. They condensed down probably about half. It's really cold outside and in here also. It might be like 62 degrees, but it's pretty cold. Actually, that looks pretty good. Let's check it out again. Want those couple pieces. The hot water heater and everything decided to come on right now, so it's super loud. Super loud. That looks pretty good actually. That looks really delicious. Got about this much left. I'm gonna get my other crust. Alright y'all, it's supposed to be bigger in the middle than on the sides, but that's not kind of not what I was going for, but that is just fine. Hopefully that's good. Now I'll get the crust. Alright y'all, believe it or not, that whole pot fit in here. That's what we're doing. I've got a little bit of egg here to brush on. The dogs are getting comfy here. I decided to clean up the place and get this place in order before I could start cooking and getting everything ready for Thanksgiving. Just getting a little egg on here, egg wash. I had a little bit of leftover egg from when I made bread. Now I've got my other crust on my giant bowl's lid. I think I'm gonna try to just slide it on or just flip it over and do it like this. Okay. Now, just gonna pinch it. Dog hair, of course, jeez. And I think I just cut the sides, cut on the edge of the pan, and it'll just clean cut. And I'll see if I can do something with this dough. Yeah, this should be fine. Just want to make sure it's going to turn out right. It's a lot of work you put into making a pie. A lot of love in a pie. Get this in the oven. Alright, make sure these edges are pressed. Now I'm gonna lift them, pinch, and we'll crimp or fold. Let me know the pie terms. Come on. We're gonna brush that egg on the top too. Cut some slits in there. My husband loves bread, crust, dough. So the star of the show is the crust. That's his thing. Perfect. Look at that. A little wild on that one, but it's okay. Beautiful. Try to spread them out a little bit, but it should do that in the oven. And if I had a cookie cutter of a proper shape, I would make a cute little leaf or something to put on there, but I have Christmas cookie cutters and we're lucky I have that. We're gonna put an egg wash on here, even, full coverage, and not too thick. It's already starting to crack. Might have to adjust the edge here in a minute. I think it's supposed to be more flat anyway, but I didn't put extra butter on the apples. Hopefully it'll be fine. Pies have like 5 pounds of butter in them. Not really, but seems like it. Okay, brushing this on there did help the crust fall a little bit, which is good. Now we're gonna start this at 425 for 10-15 minutes, and then we will kick it down to about 350, and it says to bake that for 45 minutes. We will see what happens. In the RV oven, I don't cook that as hot because it's so small, so I'll probably do 425 for 5-10 minutes and then kick it down, and that's it. Ready to rock, going in. Hey y'all, I took the pie out of the oven. I'm hoping it's cooked. We got some nice browning on the edges here. It started juicing out on this side, so I had to put the full sheet underneath it, completely making a mess everywhere. Smells incredible. They started splitting a little bit from each other, and my pattern flopped, which is kind of what I thought might happen. No big deal. Beautiful. These slits are gorgeous. I'm really excited to give it a try. I hope it's fabulous. My husband and I got the turkey taken care of, and we will cook the rest of everything up soon, and it's exciting. Hey y'all, I got my cast iron skillet on. The turkey's out, it's resting. I'm gonna make some gravy. This is a little over 2 tablespoons of butter going in. I'm gonna make a little gravy here, turn it down. The turkey's a little spicy. We seasoned it with salt and Tony Chach, whatever you want to call it. Chatteries, the green bottle, regular, a bunch of it. Salt, put a stick of butter in the middle, smoked it with a fruit blend, I believe. It smells delicious. Alright, we're gonna add in some flour. I've got my oven on to toast up some rolls. My husband's family always did Hawaiian rolls, so that's what we're gonna do. Going with a 1/4 cup. Half for now. Gravy's really easy to make. Butter, flour, milk, and chicken broth. Fat and broth. More milk. Easy peasy. I'm gonna add a little more. Cook that raw flour off for about a minute. Kick up the heat. Alright y'all, I've got about 2/3 cup of water here for chicken broth. And pour some in. Half a cup of milk here. I added maybe a teaspoon of chicken bouillon, salt and pepper. More milk, thickening up pretty good. I might add a little more milk. And it's coming up good. Add a little more milk. Alright y'all, the turkey's been resting about 30 minutes or so. My husband's gonna slice it up and we'll serve all the food. Alright y'all, we're gonna cut into this beauty. Feels crunchy and soft at the same time. The crust up here on the edge feels amazing. I hope this is good, y'all. My husband's turkey came out fantastic. There's so much of it behind me. I pre-cooked the apples, but they still feel a little crunchy. So, oh yeah. That looks incredible. Wonder if I should nuke it for a minute. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm gonna eat a smaller piece, give my husband a bigger piece. I can cut into more of this later. So good. All right, y'all. I nuked mine for a minute so it's a little less freezing cold. It's like freezing outside, so put a big old piece of whip on there. I freshly whipped this up while we were waiting on the turkey to finish. And here we go, bon appetit. I'm gonna use this spoon, give my husband a fork, put that back in the fridge. Here we have it, y'all. Great way to end this beautiful Thanksgiving with my little family. It was a fabulous time. Great food, great company. The girls had a blast with their turkey snacks. I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope you had a fabulous time with your families. Have a great day, y'all. Peace out. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.